Everyone, thank you for coming out for the last official game of Truman Purple, the last regular season game of the semester. We will be getting started very shortly. We are waiting for our opponent, Albertus Magnus College, going to be an absolute mouthful tonight. We're waiting for them to check in to the match so we can get our lobby created. As always, I am Alec Mundell. I am the coach for Truman State University League of Legends. I will be doing draft as normal, so you guys will be watching draft by yourselves tonight. But after that, I will be back. I will be shoutcasting, and I will be breaking down draft for you guys. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting Truman State Esports. We will have League of Legends action coming to you guys very soon. If you have not, please go ahead, hit that follow button. Follow us on Twitter at Truman Esports. Follow us at Truman Esports on Instagram as well. Once again, thank you guys for coming out. We will have a short break while we wait for Albertus Magnus, and then we will get into NACE action. We officially have Albert Magnusen checked into the lobby. So tournament code has been generated. Truman is loading into the lobby now. We have a short pause while we wait for Albertus Magnus to get loaded into the lobby as well. But as soon as that happens, I will go to draft and we will watch this first draft as we get into NACE action. So to preview the game a little bit for you guys, we have the 5 seed in the group in Truman State University going up against the 8th seed in the group in their opponent tonight. Truman will be fighting for their playoff lives in this game. A win tonight will not guarantee them a spot in playoffs, but will give them their only scenario to get into playoffs if if the University of Alabama Birmingham do lose tonight against the University of Mississippi. Truman will win the tiebreaker and will get into NACE Open playoffs as the 4 seed in their group. We will see tonight. I will try to give you guys as many updates as possible when it comes to the status of the University of Mississippi, University of Alabama, Birmingham game. In the meantime, please, we thank you for your patience. We thank you guys for coming out, for supporting us. Go ahead, give us a follow, give us a like on Twitter, give us a like on Instagram. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, L. Dubbers, for the follow. Shout out him. He's here for Snare Paul and for no one else, which I respect very much. We will be loading into draft here very shortly. Albertus Magnus is now starting to load into the lobby. They have elected to do a out of client draft, so I will have the draft up for you guys to watch on your own. Thank you once again for your patience. Thank you for your support. We will be getting into draft in the next couple of minutes. Sorry for the delays, everyone. Just comes with it. We're at the mercy of the other team as well as our own. So I will be gone again. We will be getting into draft very shortly. Once again, thank you guys for your patience. We are now officially into the draft lobby. Both of the drafts starting to start up. I will be departing to do this draft for Truman State, and then I will get back and I will talk about the draft with you guys. We will have a good old time as we hopefully watch Truman State University win their final regular season match and give themselves a shot at playoffs. Thank you guys for your support, and good luck to all competitors. So everyone, we are finally about to load in. Draft is starting up now. For those of you just joining us, thank you for coming out to Truman State University Esports. We have a good one on tap tonight. Truman Purple versus Albertus Magnus College. AMC is what I will call them from now on because their name is a mouthful. Draft is up on your guys' screen. We have a pretty interesting draft coming out from the side of AMC. Unfortunately, due to some user error, we had a misclick pick in the first iteration of draft. So we are going to remake the draft, and those picks are going to come through. We are going to get into game eventually. Talking about this draft a little bit, we have Shaco in the jungle for the side of AMC. Their jungler is a pretty decent Shaco player. Shaco, though, known as a solo queue champion, we will see how he pilots it in this competitive game. I don't expect it to be able to do a whole lot. Only two real targets for the Shaco to assassinate. We will see if he decides to go the AP or the AD route. Can really go either in this game. Has both the double ADC and the Quinn and the Callista. Can opt for that AP if he so chooses. Though this player has played the AD Shaco in the past. Akali versus Yone in the mid lane matchup. AMC deciding to blind pick the Akali. Truman quickly opting for the Yone pick. A pretty decent matchup for the Yone. Doesn't lose too much. It can be a bit of a skill check matchup. If the Yone does get behind a little bit, could spell disaster. But in the side lanes, the Yone does win out on the 1v1 eventually. Same with the Quinn. For the Yone, able to beat both of those champions as long as he is able to get on top of the Quinn. The Quinn does have a little bit more tools for dealing with the Yone. Also dealing with the Singe. So AMC deciding to leave Grandpa Singe, the Singed pick. We will see what he can do on his signature champion. I'm excited for this one. This is the first time that Singed has made it through in the draft. Truman quickly deciding to snatch up that Singed pick. We are going to start loading into game very soon. We will have a 3-minute spectator delay for the client itself. Then NACE by rule requires another 2-minute delay. So I will be pausing the stream for just a second as we get into that 3-minute spectator delay. Then when the final 2-minute delay comes up, I will be back to talk a little bit more about draft and expectations for this game. Thank you guys for your patience, and stick around because we have League of Legends actions coming to you very, very soon. So we are going to start loading into game in about 30 seconds, and then we will have the 2-minute delay required by NACE rules. Thank you guys once again for coming out. If you have not yet, please hit that follow button on Twitch. Please hit those follows on our socials at Truman Esports on both Twitter and Instagram. Coming back to this game, I have not talked about the best pick in this draft. Well, I touched on it a little bit, but like I said before, Grandpa singed on the singed. Once again, the first game in the NACE season that this has happened. We will see if AMC's plan to deal with it comes to fruition. We will see if the top laner of Truman can find a little bit more than AMC wants to give them. In this bot lane matchup, we have the Blitzcrank, and we have the Callista going up against the Ashe and going up against the Xylene of Truman State University. Should be an interesting lane for the side of Truman. Should be able to get a good bit if they so choose. Will have the poke advantage over the side of AMC. The short range of the Callista being very troublesome if she is not able to find those early blitz hooks. Blitz hook going to be a very key cooldown to keep track of in this game. What can AMC find with this last pick? Will they be able to find good picks onto the side of Truman? We will see very, very shortly. The Callista pick, a bit interesting in my opinion. Not seen often at the moment. The champion is considered one of the lower priority ADCs. But piloted in the right team comp, in the right play, can be very, very deadly, especially early in this game. Looking to stack up the Rens, get those drawbacks, get some early kills, get rolling. The problem with Callista, especially later in the game as we get more power on the side of the opponent, is that you will run into range issues. Callista, obviously being a very short-range champion, has to auto-attack a lot, has to use that passive, use that footwork to dodge out on that damage she is trying to receive. Thank you for the follow, Broef. I've seen Grandpa Singed play Singed before, and I gotta say, it's easily better than whoever the heck that is. Thank you for the kind words. I have also seen Grandpa Singed play Singed, and it is very impressive. It's very hard to deal with. We will be getting into game very, very shortly, and without further ado, here we go. So, coming into this game, we have, once again, like I said, side of Truman versus Albert Magnusen's College. We are going to maybe see a little bit of level 1 action. The Blitzcrank for the side of AMC. We'll see if they decide to do anything spicy in this game. And Truman deciding to stack this bush. We're going to see. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything too crazy, though. With the Shaco having not a lot of ability in this early game, we're not going to see anything too crazy. Truman just going to walk forward, not going to be able to find anything because AMC is not here. The Shaco is probably looking to go the AD build, has taken the lethal tempo. Not too many interesting choices on either side in terms of runes. We see the Singe going with the Predator, a pretty standard rune set. The Olaf in this game, though, opting for the lethal tempo, can opt for the lethal tempo, can sometimes also opt for the Conqueror, decides to take the little bit of extra attack speed, the little bit of extra burst into this matchup in this game. But here we see some early trading for the side of Truman, going to be pretty okay, but misses the last Q from the Yone. Not able to find it, but here we go, a little bit more trading as well. Has the lethal tempo stacked up, but not going to be able to find anything. Early trade's going to go down here, and these are going to be pretty good for the Quinn. She can proc that fleet footwork, she can proc that Valor passive, and get some good early trades off. Decides to go with the fleet footwork instead of the PTA. Can't see either of those, but the fleet footwork going to give her a little bit more sustain. And here we go in the mid lane, the Akali being chunked very low, but nothing going to happen. Level 2 starting to come through across the map. Level advantage in this top side, but the Quinn going to hit the 2 right there. The Shaco looking for that early cheesy gank that the Shaco is so much known for. Decides to clear the top side and then look for something. Ping's going down onto the mid lane. We will see if they're able to find it. There is the pull forward and the pull back, but misses the trap, misses the shuriken, and not going to be able to find anything. The gank does not find its target in this first play. The Olaf opting for the full clear this game. The Shaco looks like he's going to just go back and take his blue buff. Ping's going down onto the vision of, I believe, Truman, the side of AMC, and here comes the early gank from the Olaf. Decides to go for the flash fling, and there is the Q, lands despite the flash, and that is going to be first blood going over to Truman State University. Grandpa Singed in this matchup finds the first blood, finds the flash, the ghost, and the fling backwards. The Q, the axe throw for the side of Truman landing. Going to be very brutal for this Quinn. The wave going to be pushing back out to her. In that trade also expends the Ignite too, so going to be without that little bit of extra kill pressure. In this bot side, playing out much the way we expected. The Ashe being able to farm at range with that volley, being able to stay safe when compared to the Callista. Here we go, a little bit of play on this bot side, but it's going to be secured by Truman, and there's a speed up, and this could be good damage onto the Akali. Doesn't have any energy left, pops the Shroud to get it back, and here comes the Shuriken back in, finds the Ignite and the fully stacked Conqueror, but not able to find lethal damage, but still chasing it out. What can she find here? The flash over the wall from the Olaf, there it is, misses out on the last 3 talent strike, but it looks like Yone is going to be in some trouble here. Finds the pullback and has the Q stacked up for the Q3, but that is just going to be a kill going over to the Quinn. The Yone trying to find support there for his jungler, but not being able to find anything. The hook from the Blitz going to miss onto the Xylene. As long as they're dodging out on those, they are going to be safe. The hawk shot going across the map, not going to be able to find anything yet. We will see if it exposes the Shaco or the Quinn. Looks like it's not going to be able to find anything. Ping's going down on to Grandpa Cinched here, and here comes the play. Decides to drop the sticky goop there, and not being able to be chased down through that. The Shaco not being able to find much on this top side so far, and this is going to be another pretty good trade for the Yone. Finds the last Q to make sure that the trade does go his way, and here comes the Shaco again. The Q3 not going to be used aggressively, just going to be held in case he needs it. And here comes the hook. A hook lands onto the Blitzcrank, and this just could be a kill. A great double bomb, a great flash out, but finds the flash rend, and that is going to be a kill. And Ashe cannot trade one back, and she might go down herself here. But Callista starting to tank the wave, not able to find anything. Does find the rend, but nothing else. An early lead for the side of AMC, finding the extra kill. And this wave in the top side is stacking up for the Quinn, but she looks for the backwards flip and finds it into the pool. And here comes the level 6 coming through for the Yone. The Q misses, however, and just going to R out, but here comes the Shuriken in, and a good play from the Yone to use that Spirit Unbound to get underneath the tower, and not able to find the lethal damage for the Akali. Singe throwing that pull down, looking for the fling backwards, but not able to find it. We are 6 minutes into this game. The Shaco not been able to find much early in this game. The Olaf just trying to invade a little bit, get a little bit more pressure. Just farming all across the map. First dragon is up. We will see which team decides to prioritize that. Usually when you are playing the Callista, you are trying to get those early dragon stackings before you start to fall off and get outscaled. Do not have a lot of priority in this mid lane, though. The Yone has been aggressive so far, taking these aggressive trades, and here comes another one. The Spirit Unbound not going to be able to find much except for the Q3. And here comes the Blitzcrank looking for the hook, but dodged out by the Xylene. A great dodge on the hook there. And that is going to be nothing blown for either side. Kali looking for this play in the bot side, but looks like it's going to be spotted out by the Olaf, but it is not. Ping's now going down on this bot side. Are they going to look for a little bit of a dive? It does not look like that. All right, there's the fling. A great play by the Singed. Has the level 6, decides to pop the Ghost. The Ignite traded, and nothing going to happen. The Akali going to be looking for the lethal damage here, and here comes the Yone coming up, but also the Shaco as well. Are they going to find each other? It looks like they aren't, but here comes the Quinn. The Shaco going in, and the Spirit Unbound looking for the kill, looking for the lethal damage, but walks back into the poison and going to be able to find it. What can Truman find? Can they find another one? Dashes through the trap, and it looks like he's going to flash forward and get the final kill onto the Shaco. And there is the R away. Does not find the perfect execution, does not find the shuriken flip onto the Yone. Going to be a very positive play for Truman in this top side, and the Herald picked up, going to be claimed as well as Shaco comes off of spawn. Proactive pathing from this Olaf, a very proactive roam for this for this Yone, going to be able to find the early kills. But here comes the Quinn with the R, looking for the flash, but he does not find the hook onto the Xylene, going to be able to just walk it out. And here comes the Callista diving back in on to the Ashe, but not going to be able to find much except for a small little trade. The bomb not being able to find its target. The Quinn is wasting a lot of time here looking for this play, looking to see if Blitz can land a flash hook, but not able to find much. The Olaf with the Herald in his back pocket, just looking for something here, looking to catch his wave a little bit, but here comes the Quinn looking for a little bit of a trade and not going to be able to find lethal damage. Ping's now going down onto the dragon. The Olaf is chunked. There is not much they can do about it unless they want to expend a little bit more to find a play here, but does not look like they want to. The Quinn coming back mid, still mid. Grandpa Singe pushing a lot on this top side. The Quinn losing out on a lot, and they are looking for a play here, but there comes the flash from the Olaf, and here comes the CC Immune looking to go back in, finds it, and finds the kill onto the Quinn, onto Huckleberry Bear. The Olaf finding a great trade there with the Ragnarok, with the shield from the E, lands the lethal damage and trades 1-for-1 as the Shaco comes over the top and finds the kill. This is going to be very big for Singed. He is humongous. He is 201, 68 CS, and is taking all the plates he can possibly get. And there comes the play from the Yone. Does find the trap, but is it going to be enough? The perfect execution comes through, and finds the lethal damage. The pullback from the Callista, just going to throw the Blitzcrank back into the wave, and the heal coming through for both sides. And Ashe looking to get aggressive here on the spot side, can run them down if she so chooses, decides to just throw one last volley in there and back off. Fireworks happening across the map so far. The Shaco deciding to find a little bit of success in this play, but here is the Singed gameplay. Just going to be able to try to find nothing, but the fling is not canceled, however, and there's the poison goes down. You never chase a Singed. The flash away looking for the play, and can she find it with the fleet footwork? She cannot. The Olaf is going to run her down, and Singed picks up another kill. 4-0-1. And this singed leaf up is not working out for the side of AMC so far in this game. More trading going down in this mid lane, not able to find much. The Herald has been summoned in the top side. This is going to be first turret for the side of Truman State University. That Herald paying dividends, being able to knock down those last two plates. And Quinn will pick up this 25 gold bounty. The Olaf looking for the counter jungle, going to be able to find a good bit of that gold onto that Krugs camp, trying to be proactive in this matchup. Here comes the dashboard from the Yone with the Q3, but does not find it. And here comes the Akali looking for the play, finds the Shuriken, and this is going to be a kill, another kill. The first kill into the pocket of the Akali 102. And here comes Singe trying. Oh my gosh, Xylene trying to get aggressive, but pops the R in time. The flash out. It looks like that's going to be it, but they are still looking for this play. The Ashe R comes back down onto the Kalista, has to flash out, but the flash is followed, and that is going to be a kill for the Ashe. Can she find another one? Looking for the chase down, but here comes the Shaco. Going to find one. Onto the Xylene. It looks like Ashe is going to find the double kill, however, and gets hit by the edge of the trap. This is going to be a double kill going into the pocket of the Shaco, but not before the Ashe gets a double kill of her own. Pretty even trading so far. Truman is sporting that 3K gold lead at the moment, as they found the early Herald have the kills in the top side with the Singed, and the Singed is just looking to run this Quinn down, but not able to find it. Here comes the Akali up to the top side. We'll see what AMC can find here. The 2v1 on to Grandpa Singed. What can they find? Dodges out on the Shuriken. Here comes the Shaco, but just going to go mid, try to pick up this wave that they are proxying. And the Singed is just being a menace back here. He is running around. He is throwing poison out. He is just doing everything he can. And here comes the, oh no, here comes the Ghost. Here comes the R. And are they going to be able to find the perfect execution? Finds another Shuriken, and the fully stacked Conqueror does find the kill. Not able to find much for this Singe. Gets everyone within 100 HP, but not able to find any lethal damage onto anyone. Instead, the Akali finds the shutdown, and the Ashe arrow, the enchanted crystal arrow coming from across the map, not able to find the lethal damage. But in the meantime, Shaco coming into the middle and going to dodge out on the Blitz hook. Blitz has not been able to find many of the targets with this hook early in this game. The Ashe looking for this chip damage on to the bottom side turret as the bot lane of AMC looks for something in the mid lane. Just more farming coming down as we wait for some objectives to come up. Here comes the Blitz going for it, going to not just barely miss. And here comes the Quinn looking for it again, but the Singe is already here. They do not know it, and this should be a kill going down on to the Quinn. The Ignite from the Xylene gets it, and here comes the play forward, but they don't find anything as the Blitz is pulled to safety with the Kalista R. Able to get out of dodge with that one, but this looks like it should just be a Drake for the side of Truman State University. Going to find that early pathing, but there is the play, the great hook from the Blitzcrank onto the Xylene, able to find him and kill him very quickly. Here comes the Yone, looking for the Spirit Unbound, finds the R as well, and there is the pool, but not going to be able to find much else. The Shuriken flip, not going to be able to find anything, but here comes the Olaf just flashing forward onto the Shaco, but not able to find anything, and now he is in a lick of trouble. Here comes the Quinn, not dashing over the wall, just staying on the other side with him, but it's not going to matter. This is going to be a positive play for Truman, though, as they have the pressure on the Tier 1 turret of AMC. 2-1 in the turret count, 1 Herald and 1 Dragon apiece for each team. Truman sporting that 3K gold lead, has not really moved since they acquired it earlier in this game. Going to look for another objective, however, and we are going to get a 2v3 here for AMC. Are they going to contest this? And it looks like it's going to be a 4v2. They are just going to give this one, I think. The smite misses, but able to find it in the end nonetheless with the auto attacks. Another Herald claimed for the side of Truman. And here we go again. What can the Blitz find? Thought he could find the Xylene over the wall with the hook, but is sitting on a ward, so not able to find anything. Taking stock of this game, the Callista is 2-1-0, having some early success, finding some early kills. The Akali is 2-0-2, has the fully completed Hextech Proto Belt. Same for the Yone on the other side, has the completed mythic items. Basically, everyone in this game now sitting on a completed mythic item, except for the Callista, 2-1-0, not able to find the gold to finish off the bloodline. And here comes the Yone looking for something here, but what are they going to be able to find? Not going to be able to find anything. The time bomb does land and not going to find much else. Does have to pull back here though. And what can the Blitzcrank find? Going to look for the Q. He is not. Nothing doing on the spot side. We are going to have a little bit of slow in the game again, as neither team probably looking to pick a fight right now. Not much to fight over in the spot side. Not much to fight over in this mid lane. Here comes Singe though, popping the R, popping the Ghost. There is a good kickback from Huckleberry Bear. Uses the flash as well and going to get out. This Singed is very, very scary. Going to pop the Herald, and here he comes, able to find the foot, but going to find the kickback. Is the Quinn into the turret range? Not going to matter though. The charge of the turret going to take it, and here comes the Akali. Ping's going down onto the tier 2 of AMC, but here comes the Yone looking for something here, has to flash right into the teeth of the Olaf and does not find either of the two axe throws, not able to find the slow or the lethal damage in the end. Quinn flash is down. The Singe flash is still up. What can the Singe find during that time? The Blitzcrank, not knowing if there is someone in that bush, checks it with the Q, does not find anyone. The majority of the gold in this game for the side of Truman falling on the shoulders of the Singe. He is very, very large, sitting on 2 completed items. The Rallies and the Hextech Proto Belt. A lot of gold on this Akali as well, sitting on 100 CS, just under 100 CS, excuse me. Has 2 kills and 2 assists in her back pocket. The blue going to be donated over to the Singed. The Krug's taken for the Quinn, just trying to find something as this wave is in such a precarious position for her. Not able to find much of anything, and this is very rough for her. She is just walking around the jungle trying to find something to do, but she cannot find anything to do. This Singe is very, very big. He is scary, and I don't even know if they can 2v1 him at this point. Blue is the side of Truman for those asking. I apologize, our overlay is still a work in progress, as they say. Just some vision control being fought over in this bot side river. Truman should be the ones to eventually claim it, as the Quinn is going to be in base. The Singed already rotating down for this dragon, and here we go. We're going to get a big team fight. What can the Blitz find? Can he find a hook to start off this fight? Here we go. Grandpa Singe going to find in and going to just absolute proto belt in, throw the Callista back in, and that is going to be a dead Callista. The Yone R does land and looking for the drawback with the Spirit, and they're just going to find a kill onto the Olaf here, but Singe is doing work, going to find a triple kill so far. The Yone finishes off the Shaco in the pit, and it is a wipe in favor of Truman State University. Going to be able to find another dragon under their belt. This Singe cannot be dealt with. AMC does not have the tools, they do not have the damage, and they do not have the CC to keep him locked down. He will run and run and run at you until you are dead from poison. The Shaco was able to find the assassinate on to the Olaf in that fight. The Xylene are being a little bit misused for Truman. They're going down onto the full health singed. I think he was trying to just use the speed up, but accidentally clicked that R and wasn't available to be used on anyone else in this fight. And here comes the play onto Grandpa Singe, and will he be able to get out? There comes the double bomb and flashes away. Xylene R is not available, but he dodges out on the perfect execution, but it does not matter. The flash forward, the shurikens do find their mark. And here comes the Yone looking for something here, but doesn't have the Spirit Unbound to get onto anyone. The flash away from the Xylene. Here comes the play. The flip forward, the shuriken flip, not going to be able to find anything, but there is a great stopwatch from the Akali. What can they find here? Can AMC continue to look? But there is a big Yone R. If that would have landed, I think that Truman could have turned it. But AMC finding a positive play there. The perfect execution misses, but the flash forward from the Akali able to land the 3 Talon strike and find that kill, find that shutdown for herself. Meanwhile, in this mid lane, the Ashe is just pushing, has a 2-level lead over her opponent, 3, 1, and 2, sitting on 2 completed items. She is very large. It is hard at this point for Kalista to play the game. It is hard in general for AMC to play this game. The way the comps are working out, just not having the tools to deal with the Singed, it's going to come down to a blitz hook. Can they find one on to the side of Truman? Can they get the fight started off right? That is the cooldown to watch for the side of AMC. It is their way back into this game if they can find one. The Olaf starting to fall behind just a little bit in terms of experience, but dodges out on the blitz hook. That is the cooldown once again to watch. When that is not up, it is really hard for AMC to find fights. More farming just coming through on both sides. Not much going to happen for another 2 minutes and 15 seconds. This Dragon, this Dragon 4 going to come up. The smite goes down, goes over to the Shaco. I believe the Shaco does win out on the smite fight. Gets to level 12, 2 levels over his opponent. Can Truman find the plays to close out this game? They just want to keep farming up, keep scaling up with that Yone, with that Singe, get him a little bit bigger, and make sure that they do not take any fights they do not need to. But as I say that, here comes the play from the Quinn, going to find the foot back, not going to find much. Here comes the blitz, going to look for the hook. Is he going to find one? And here comes the Singe, pops the R, pops the Ghost, and looking for the fling onto the Kalista, finds it, and that is going to be a flash away from the Kalista. This Singe is flying around the map at Mach 5, finds the R for the Xylene on to the Olaf, not able to kill him, but here comes the Xylene, able to find the play, and there's the fling back again, but Truman is very, very low. Is the Quinn going to go down? She is. Overall, it is a fight in favor of Truman and I almost said for the Singe, but for Truman as well. A 2-for-3 overall. However, some shutdowns going over to AMC. Once again, they will gladly take those. The flash of the Kalista popped. The heal of the Kalista popped. The Quinn flash is down as well. Not a lot of summoners on either side of this game. After that fight in the mid lane, we have Dragon coming up in 35 seconds. I assume that Truman would play a little bit safer, look for a fight at that Dragon, or look to force a fight at the Baron, but instead decides to do this. We'll see if the Blitz can find the hook onto the Olaf, is not able to find it. Just fighting for vision control in this bot side. The Dragon coming up in 7 seconds. Both teams going to be rotating towards that. Yone just trying to find some final farm in this top side. And the Blitz does not find the hook. Again, knew the Cinch was in the area, but not able to find it. AMC know that he is here, but it's not going to matter. There is the play on to the Blitz. Going to try to flash out here, but there is the fling backwards, and that is going to be a dead support. a pick for the side of Truman in this fight to kick this off. That is the main form of engage down. The Blitzcrank, no hook, and here comes the play from the Shaco. Is he able to find something? And does find it, but this is going to go way Truman favored. There's the Spirit Unbound, able to find something, and there's the Resurrection coming through for the Xylene, and there's the double bomb flipping into it, going to claim the kill on the Akali. That is a clean 5-for-0 ace. The Dragon going to be claimed by the side of AMC. However, the objective bounty going into their pocket, but this looks like it's just going to be a Baron for the side of Truman. The Xylene are in that fight used to perfection, used to keep that Olaf alive. He was able to do whatever he wanted, run around like a madman. A good play from AMC to find the steal with the Shaco. Thought that maybe they would just let the Shaco look for the steal, but instead, stepping a little bit too closely to the Singed, he is able to pop the Ghost, or excuse me, he's able to pop the Predator, able to pop the R, and run them down. More farming going down. We will see how Truman uses this Baron buff, one of the most powerful in the game, one of the 2 Uber buffs that are available to both teams. The big purple lizard going to buff up the minions of Truman State University, give them more pushing power with in all of their lanes. The effect does not stack, however, going to want to try to be separated as much as possible. Maybe send this Yone topside, maybe send this Singe to the bot, but here comes the R forward and is able to land the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, goes down onto the Calista, and this is going to be death. A flash out from the Blitz, but it's not going to matter. The BM coming through for Truman, the recall channeled, and that is going to be a double kill going into the pocket of the Xylene. 6, 4, and 9, a lot of KP for him. This looks like it might be the play that Truman needed to find a way to break this base open. The double kill on the pushed up bot side of AMC, not able to find much of anything. And here comes the Singe, just running around like the madman he is, trying to find a flash flip if he can. It is available to him. We'll see if he can find it onto the Quinn, onto someone else. And this is going to be the last stand, it looks like, for AMC, but they are going to be able to fight off Truman. No minions for them. And here comes the play forward. Grandpa Singe looking for the flash play, but this is going to be a kill going over to the side of AMC, but it's not going to matter. It looks like the Olaf doing absolute work. The double knockup for the Yone, but here comes the Akali popping off in this fight, finds the shutdown, but it is not going to matter. She cannot do enough. A double kill for the Ashe. Again, a very clean fight for Truman State University. AMC able to find the Singe, but not able to find much else, and this looks like it's just going to be game 1. Going over to Truman State University, take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. We will have game 2 draft coming to you guys very, very shortly. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for supporting. That is the end of game number 1. You guys, for your patience, we are going to take a short 5-minute break as we have a substitute in for both sides in the match. Going to be swapping out the ADC on the side of Truman State University. Toasted ravioli, finding a lot of success in this game, but he obviously, as you may not know, or you may know, has been promoted in the program to the coach for Truman Blues roster. So he will be stepping out of the game to handle his coaching duties, and we will be stepping in with Kakashi 69. We will see what adjustments both teams make in the second game. A very clean game from Truman so far. Finding a lot of success with the Singed matchup. I did not expect the Singed to get through for another game. This Yone Akali matchup went in favor of the Akali for the most part. The trades, though, and the actual laning, pretty much favored for the Yone. Lots of good trading patterns for them. Though the Akali did find a lot of success, found some early kills, was able to leverage that into a lot. However, it was not enough in the end. Truman does take game one. As I said before, we will be taking a quick break while we wait for our opponents to get into game two. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting, and I will be back shortly. Hello, everyone. I am back. We will be getting into Game 2 draft here, and then I will be gone again. For those of you just joining us, my name is Alec Mundell. I am a League of Legends coach for Truman State University. If you have not already, please go ahead, hit that follow button. Follow us on our socials, Truman State Truman Esports on Twitter, Truman Esports on Instagram. Go ahead and hit that follow button on our stream. Hit that bell. Get notifications when we go live so you do not miss a minute of the Truman Esports action. We will be getting into Game 2 draft very shortly. I will be departing to take care of my coaching duties. So sit back, enjoy draft, and I will be back very shortly to break it down for you all, with you all, and we will get going. Unfortunately, running into some technical difficulties. Game two going to start very shortly. Talking about some adaptations in this draft already. See the Singed being banned out. The Shaco and the Akali both being banned out for the side of Truman. Do not want to deal with those two champions. We will be remaking draft from this very spot. So we will see very shortly what other adaptations do come through for both sides. Don't want to spoil anything for you guys. music, getting us ready for the Christmas season. I am back. We have finished up draft. AMC not opting for the exact draft that they drafted in the lobby that we agreed on, but that is okay. Talking about this draft, I will leave it up until we go into a spectator delay. We have the Blitzcrank going over to the side of Truman this time. We'll see if the support for Truman is able to find a little bit more success than the AMC support was able to find on the Blitz last game. See if he can hit some of those early hooks, those mid-game hooks, and those late-game hooks to either finish out the game or get his team back in. We have Mordekaiser, one of the preferred picks for Grandpa Singed. Obviously, the Grandpa Singed ban, or excuse me, the Singed ban. Very sad for Grandpa Singed, but that is what it is. We expected that to come out, that adaptation coming through for AMC. A second ban actually going towards the Singed, or going towards Grandpa Singed, with the Gangplank also being banned out. Funny enough, he wanted to play that this game, and we instantly accused AMC of listening to our Twitch stream, and I kid. I turned the mic off before we went, so they did have a little bit of psychic ability there, able to read our minds, and go ahead and ban out that pick that Truman wanted in the top side. The Amimu coming through for the side of Truman. A very standard, very safe, very boring pick. Amumu duty for the Truman jungler. The Azir going to be able to build Leandries this game into the Udyr, into the Ornn, try to kill those tanks a bit faster. Can opt for the Ludens in certain matchups, but this game obviously going to go towards the Leandries with so much tankiness on the side of AMC, who he is going to be hitting during these fights. In the bot lane, we have an interesting matchup, especially this AMC bot lane of Nyla Senna. I personally have never seen. I am a support player myself. Senna is very good, especially in matchups where she can stack her passive up. The Nyla going to take the farm in this lane, and the Senna just going to look for stacks. But we are about to get into game 2, so we will go to a 2-minute delay on top of this 3-minute delay that we have. This is NACE regulations. This is NACE rules. I apologize for that, but there's nothing we can do. We have to stay within regulations set forth by the league that we are competing with. A quick update for those of you that missed the little pregame show that I did. Big playoff implications in this match. Truman, the 4 seed, or excuse me, the 5 seed in the group, looking to secure their playoff spot. If they win, they stay in contention. The Cyber Grizzlies of the University of Alabama do have to lose. MSU, Truman are relying on Mississippi State University to win that game. Unfortunately, the Cyber Grizzlies went up 1-0 in that series. We will see if the University of Alabama, or excuse me, the University of Mississippi can bounce back and come through for the side of Truman. We will be going to a quick break. As we get into this game 2, I will be back very shortly with that game 2 action. Thank you guys for your patience. And here we go, getting into game 2 action. We are going to have the Blitzcrank in this game again. We will see if there are any level 1 shenanigans to be had. And it looks like Truman is going to look for this. And will AMC fall for it? They're going to take the long way around. And will they find the Blitzcrank hook? And here we go. Truman stacking up in this spot side, going to find the AMC team, and the Udyr is just dancing. Oh no, this is not good for him, and he is going to just decide to die. First blood going over to Truman State University. The hook not even needed. A small win, a big win for Truman, getting the first blood in the pocket of the Kaisa. Will be able to get a longsword, get an extra potion if she so chooses. Doesn't look like she's going to, though. Looks like she's just going to opt to walk back to the bottom lane. Fortunately for AMC, the Amumu did start with the Q. Does not really want to take the Q until level 3. Will slow down his clear a good bit, actually. His early clear does rely on that, but things are going from bad to worse with Truman starting on the blue buff of the Udyr. Is he going? I don't think he knows that this is happening. Maybe when he sees the Amumu on this ward with his blue buff, he will decide to go straight towards the blue buff of Truman State University. We will see after he takes the Krugs if that is what he decides to do. And level 2 is going to come through here on this bot side. Truman going to be able to push for it if they want. Are walking up. Don't decide to walk up. And here comes the level 2. Can they find the hook? They do find the hook onto the Nyla. This is going to be big damage. No summoner is going to be blown. But nonetheless, Nyla down to 200 HP in this lane early. Going to feel very, very bad. In this mid lane, the Azir just going to find some early trading, going to find some good plays on to the side of AMC, on to the Irelia, and another passive stack for Grandpa Cinch in the top lane. Finds the isolated Q for some big damage, and more trading going on in this bot side. Lots of trading across the map early in this game. Some of it favoring AMC, like in this top side. The Ornn is going to be able to find the knockup, finds the brittle, finds the proc, and doesn't look for the last auto. Would have taken down the Mordekaiser with a solo kill, but does not look for it, does not find it. Could have been a kill back, a slight misstep from AMC, but a good play to get in that position in the first place. And here comes maybe a solo kill in the middle lane, but it is not going to come through. The Azir just poking the Irelia down, and trying to find something. But this is just going to be a bad play for the Udyr. A little bit of wasted time, just trying to cross over in that mid lane. Not going to be able to find much, but does look for a wraparound. Is he going to be able to find a gank? I don't think that the Irelia is strong enough, but pops the ghost. There is the slow, there is the storm, and will he force the Azir flash in the end? It doesn't look like he will. Does pop the ghost, taken down to 200 HP, but no kills going to be found in this mid lane early in this game. And another pullback for Grandpa Singe, but does not find any lethal damage. Does not have the flash to look for the auto, to look for the lethal damage. But just bullying on this top side. After that early trade, oh, there's a good hook on the bot side for the Blitz. The Ignite going down, not able to find the fully stacked Plasma. Might have killed the Senna if the Kaisa was able to find it, but not able to, and just going to be some summoners blown in the bot side. But here comes the Broto Park again, a good trade, but not looking for it. Looks for the flash away instead. Was worried about the final Q, but here it comes. This might be a kill, but it looks like it's not going to be. And there's the hook back onto the Udyr. Can they find the lethal damage? The Q comes through, but it is dodged. The Nyla being able to protect her teammate with that little ability. I forgot that that was even a thing. But able to save the Udyr with that play, the fully stacked plasma not being able to be stacked again. Another hook coming through onto the center. And this is going to be a kill this time. 3 great hooks from the Blitzcrank in this laning phase so far. Able to find a lot of early success. They are going to push this wave in. However, not the end of the world for AMC. This Nyla is going to be able to pick up this entire wave, not the end of the world. The Senna just has to be careful, cannot get hooked by this Blitzcrank, but this Kalista, or excuse me, I said it again, Kalista on the mind after the last game. This Kaisa is going to be a problem. Already 2-0, the sub in, the cold hands, it does not matter. This man cannot be stopped. Decides to pick up 2 early kills. We'll see what he can do with that. The Udyr looking for a play in this top side. There is the Ornhorn, and this could be just a solo kill onto the top laner of Truman. A good gank by the Udyr. Going to find this crab as well. Halo cannot contest it, but decides to go into the Baron Pit. Is he going to? He is not going to find it. This Mordekaiser pick has not worked out so far for the side of Truman. The Ornn finding great success, finding the knockups, finding the brittle procs that are able to chunk out and eventually kill this Mordekaiser. More trading going on in this mid lane as the Azir just looks to push this Irelia underneath the turret, but there is the stun from the Irelia, not able to find a dash, however, not able to find any damage. Does not want to dive into that Azir and get Shurima shuffled back into turret range of Truman's tier 1 mid turret. More trading going down, and here comes the Udyr. There is the Shurima shuffle, though, but a bad use of the pull. This could mean death for the Azir, and it is going to. Uses the pull to go nowhere. Just get a tiny little shield, and after he used the flash, it does not matter, but there's a great play, a great hook onto the Blitz, but it is not going to matter. This is going to be a dead support for Truman. The kill picked up by the Nyla, but here comes the Udyr. Can the Kalista find one more? She will, and she will flash out, but she will die. The shutdown going to the Senna. And this is going to be another good play. Oh, a great Death Realm from the Mordekaiser. The Ornn not being able to find a knock-up with the play there, but it's not going to matter. The Bambi Simber kills him in the end. This game is going well for the side of AMC, finding early success with this Ornn pick. Able to find 2 solo kills onto the Mordekaiser. A great play by the Mordekaiser to use the R to dodge out on the destruction of the pillar, but not going to matter in the end. This dragon is going to be claimed by the side of Truman. Amumu on a reset, just looking for some extra damage with that Dark Seal. Wants to get that all the way stacked up. Don't expect to see it transformed into the Magi. Is probably just looking for the passive on it, for the little bit of extra AD, the little bit of extra gold efficiency, but will not be able to find anything so far in this game. Did find the kill at the level 1, but since then has not been able to find much success. This Udyr doing good across this map, and there is another hook on to the Nyla, and this looks like it's just going to be a kill, but it is flashed away. But the Blitzcrank is still looking. The Udyr is here, however, and is able to force them off, take the ward. A lot of good hooks in this bot side for the Blitzcrank of Truman State University. Being very, very pesky, being very, very good. Landing them as much as he can. Forcing summoners, forcing flashes. And in my opinion, this is where the Misses that one, however, as soon as I start talking. This is going to be a good play for the side of AMC. A great great silence, excuse me, but it is not going to matter. In this top side, Truman is trying to find something, but they cannot. This game is going from bad to worse for them. Can he find something? But there's a great R stopping the dash of the Orn, but it is not going to matter. This Orn is humongous. Can he find one more? But there's a great play by the Amumu, able to stun him one more time. The Mordekaiser picks up the shutdown. And now he is the one maybe in control of this lane, finding the 2 kills, finding the shutdown for himself. But on the spot side, things not going great. After the early success with the hooks for the Blitz and the Kaisa, have just found 2 deaths in a row. This Nyla R is very, very important. She can get that pullback. If she can get it onto both members with the Udyr there, it is basically a death sentence. But completed mythics starting to come through for the side of AMC, have that gold lead, just over 600 gold. But a lot of this gold on the Udyr, on the Orn, both have the mythic items completed. And both opting for that tanky Sunfire Aegis. A good trade for the side of Truman. Are they going to be able to find the isolated Q? Does not look like they are, but here comes the hook from the Blitzcrank, and there is the Shurima Shuffle back in, and this looks like it's going to be a kill, but going over to the Blitz. Very unfortunate for the side of Truman. Can Mordekaiser find the solo kill here? It does not look like he's going to be able to, not able to find the lethal damage, and that is going to be a kill. Going down into the Udyr's pocket once again. This Amumu not able to find a counter gank, not able to find anything to help this Mordekaiser so far. But here he comes in this top side looking for the play. And there's the hook going in. The electrocute is procced. And here comes another bandage toss going to find a kill. But meanwhile, this Udyr is looking for more fights, but here comes the Azir, just trying to deal a little bit more damage. Can the Blitzcrank hook land? If it does, I think that Udyr could just turn and kill the Blitzcrank. Not going to look for it. Might look for the Irelia, though. Does not decide to. Just wants to back, reset, go bottom, help out his ADC. A 500 gold lead still in the pockets of AMC. Truman piloting the red side this game after having the blue side in game 1. The Orn, the first pick for this game, and there's another pullback, another Q stomp, and a fully stacked Conqueror. These trades starting to get a little bit better for the Mordekaiser. If Orn cannot find that upgrade, that knock-up, and here we got a play, excuse me, for trying to talk about the lanes. And can Truman get it? They cannot get it. And there's a flash in place. That is going to be another kill in the pocket of the Udyr. And can the Orn find the lethal damage? The Q misses. The big smash misses. Does he find it? There's the pullback, and there is the Q. It is going to just be a 1-for-1 trade in this top side. But the Azir is looking for more. Can he find the lethal damage onto the Irelia? He cannot. Here comes the Blitzcrank looking for the forward play. There is the knock-up and going to be able to find the hook. A very good play. The isolated Q not able to find lethal damage onto the Nyla, but does force the heal. There is the flash expended in the mid lane by the Azir, trying to find that Shurima Shuffle. Back in, try to find the solo kill, but could not. The Irelia holding her flash. Just going to be pushed in. Big CS leads in the mid lane, in the bot lane for the side of Truman this game. 130 to 90 in the bot side. But here comes the play from the Azir. Can he find the lethal damage? It does not look like he's going to. There is the stun back, and there is the play from the Udyr. Oh no, disaster in the mid lane as Azir looks for the solo kill but does not find the lethal damage onto the Irelia. So close, maybe less than 100 HP, but it does not matter. Azir's was reduced to 0. Mordekaiser just trying to find some more trades in this top side, but not able to find much. There is the Ornn looking for the brittle proc, not able to find anything. Meanwhile, in this bot side, Truman is just respecting the Udyr, making sure that he does not find more success, more kills. 4, 1, and 2, the scoreline for him so far. And the game's slowing down a little bit here, but we're going to have a little bit of a play here. Ping's going down on this Udyr. They are looking for this early. The isolated Q, the exhaust, he's not able to find much damage, but he is still dealing damage. There is a big play, a big R for the side of Truman State University, and there is the play, the Udyr, the Azir going in, but there is a big healing from the Nyla. What are they going to find here? Who is going to win this fight? There's the Shurima shuffle finally coming out. What can the Azir find? Can he find the play? Dodges out on the stun, but it is not going to matter. The Irelia eventually will find the kill. A 3 for 4 in the bot side. But the shutdown on the Udyr into the pocket of the Kalista does now have the fully completed mythic item. She is going to be very large. And here's the pullback going on, and there is a flash from the Ornn, the Death Realm for the Mordekaiser, just trying to find a little bit more damage, a little bit more trades, does force out the flash. Here's the pullback. Is he going to be able to find more? He is not. DP into the mid lane to save this tier 1 turret for the side of Truman State University. This Irelia is back in this game after being basically shut out in the early game, able to find a couple of kills, a 300 gold bounty on her head, and get back, close that CS lead just a little bit. Here comes the play from the Blitzcrank, again able to find more, but there is the dodge out, and she's going to walk straight into the face of this Udyr, who is large, but here comes the Amumu, misses the first bandage toss, but will they be able to find more? The flash out, not going to matter. The kill going over to the Senna. What more can they find? The isolated Q going to take out the Blitzcrank, but it's not going to matter. The Senna is going to find the Q and the kill, and the Nyla is going to find the kill onto the Amumu. More success in the bot side. This Senna is getting bigger and bigger. The infinite stacking with the passive, trying to stack up those souls. She is very, very large. Has 48 souls to at 18 minutes into this game. Every 20 souls, she does get that upgrade, gets that extra range, gets that little bit of extra damage. Bounties to be claimed for Truman on the Senna, on the Irelia, and with the Hextech gates, able to just go forward and escape from that Ornn, and the Azir just going to find the drag away. Not much happening for the Udyr. Has found a lot of success though. 12 of 17 kill participation so far. 438. Also beating the Amumu in the CS as well, and just dancing here in the mid lane. The Kalista is large, 153 CS, 5, 4, and 1. And despite everything that has happened to her, she has 2 completed items. And here comes the R from the Mordekaiser, the Ghost forward, just going to look for it. The Amumu is here for when it comes out, but there's a good hook on to the Nyla, going to just be a kill. And here we go, a topside 2v2 for the side of Truman, but the The Orn is going to go down very quickly. It has quickly become a 1v2, and there's the isolated Q, the R, and another in the bot side. Things are going crazy across the map for Truman State University. The Udyr does escape with his life, but two great hooks from this Blitzcrank. We cannot talk about it enough. This man is going crazy, and here comes the collapse onto the blue buff. The flash forward from the Amumu does not hit does not hit him, but there's a weird interaction as the Azir Shurima shuffle comes out and the claw from Mordekaiser pulls her right back in. That was an ambitious play from the Irelia, looking for something she could not, biting off more than she could chew, and gives over the shutdown to the Azir. Things have quickly turned around for the side of Truman State University, flipping from a 2K gold lead for the side of AMC to a 1.3K gold lead for the side of Truman State University. Can Amumu find a bandage toss over the wall? He cannot. More hooks going down. The bot side for AMC is just getting shoved off of these waves. Orn trying to cancel the back of the Azir is able to. Going to be a little bit annoying as Azir has to walk back to his tier 2. Senna, with the bane of my existence as a support player, has the Umbro Glaive completed, able to just one-shot wards whenever he wants. And there's a good pullback from Grandpa Cinch in the top side, going to find a very good trade here. If he can find another isolated Q, there it is. Big damage. But the Senna roaming up, the Udyr roaming up, and Grandpa Cinch thinks this is just a 1v2, but it is not. Takes the Senna into the death realm. This is going to be a kill, but the exhaust coming down, and here comes the rest of Truman, going to find the claw back, and here comes the hook going onto it, and here comes the Callista coming in, the isolated Q, not going to matter. Here comes the Ornhorn. What more can AMC find? Going to have the numbers advantage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything. Danger pings going down on to the Truman State support. A big play for AMC, able to find a shutdown, but in the end it is just a 1-for-1. Felt very good, felt very favored, but a good hook from the Blitzcrank, a good killer instinct from the Kaisa, able to find the isolated Q, the isolated missiles, a lot of damage and forcing the Irelia flash. And here we go, 45 seconds on this objective of the Drake. The first blitz hook misses. We'll see if in a couple seconds he is able to find another one, but it looks like for the moment Truman State is just walking away from this. Just trying to clear vision, just trying to get wards down. Oh my goodness, the hook on the Senna just barely misses. If that would have landed, that would have been a kill. The Senna not having flash, not having exhaust would have just died. But more coming down. This Blitzcrank is scary. He is just looking for a play here. And here comes some chip damage onto the Irelia. Grandpa Cinch just takes the blast cone out. And here comes the hook. He's going to look for it. He's going to be able to find it. But there is the vision that he was sitting on. Now knows that he has an opportunity, and here it comes and misses just barely. The Ornhorn looking for something but not being able to find anything. Truman may look for the fight here. The Callista is very big. A little bit more chip damage onto. There's the Shurima shuffle, bringing the Senna back in. What will happen with the Amumu R? He gets one, but this Udyr is in the back line looking for this Azir, but CC chain, but finds the shutdown anyways. A 2-for-1 so far in favor of Truman State University. The Udyr doing work on the Azir, able to find the kill, but Truman is transitioning over towards this Baron. Are they going to look for it? Or are they going to look for the play? This is genius if they can find it, if AMC face checks, but it doesn't look like they're going to. Looks like they are just going to start it now. And no mana for the Blitzcrank. We'll see if he has enough for one hook. May have only enough for the one, though. We will see very shortly. The Baron started up, getting very low. 3K, here it comes with the smite, misses it, but it's claimed anyways by the Mordekaiser. Here comes the fight afterwards. The Irelia not finding anything. It is a clean sweep for Truman. The Azir TP not needed, but spent anyways. Does not have the Baron buff. It looks like was not up in time to have that on his side. But a now commanding 3K gold lead, a 3.5K gold lead, maybe more after this play comes through. We will see what Truman can do with the rest of the Baron buff. Just looking for some more chip damage and misses the Azir R. The Shurima Shuffle does not connect. The root coming down on the Mordekaiser. A lot of damage to be found, but I don't think they're going to be able to find a kill. Truman just going to reset with the gold they just got. This Kalista is popping off in this game. 202 CS, the most farm in the game. 844 carrying the 550 gold bounty, is sitting on 3 items now. The IE just finished up to go on top of this newer, I say newer, but it's been around for a couple patches now. The Kalista, the on-hit Kalista with the PD, the preferred build nowadays, and this is just going to be a dead center. Looks for the flash, but it's not going to matter. Another kill picked up in the pocket of this Kai'Sa. And just going to be a little bit more control for the side of Truman. Find the Raptors and find the tier 2 turret. It looks like the upgraded abilities are coming through for the Kai'Sa. She has the upgrade on the play, and there is a big hook onto the Udyr. The isolated Q just going to mean death, and there is the killer instinct forward, but the play from the Nyla going to be able to deny that lethal damage, but another hook lands, and that is going to be another kill for Truman. There is the kill onto the Nyla, going to steal those stats, but not going to be able to find much. And here comes the play, not able to find anything else. It is a 1-for-1 in the end, but the Udyr down, the Nyla down, and the hook not able to land. The rocket grab, the bandage toss, neither being able to find their targets. And Truman just looking to take the inhibitor and go for a quick reset. We will see how they try to close out this game. Could wait a minute for this Drake to come up. We will see. The Baron going to be falling off pretty soon. Some last resets going to come through. This last bit of gold that they just claimed going to be spent. Looks like Truman is going to wait for this drag. 50 seconds on it before it comes up. The play, it's so hard for AMC to play at this point in the game. They have to find a pick. They have to find something. This Kalista is very slippery. If the Udyr gets on top of her, she just killer instincts to the other side of the play. Very hard for them to get through this Mordekaiser as well. The tank buster coming through, and here comes Blitzcrank looking for more, but just looking for some vision down, and he's going to look for this play. Oh no, he misses it. An easy hook on the Senna, not seen often this game, has not missed many, but misses that one, not able to find the kill onto the support of AMC. Here come the ornaments starting to come through at level 14, starts to upgrade those items. The first one going on to the Udyr, it looks like, going on to the Irelia. And AMC not even going to try to contest this drag, just going to go over freely to the side of Truman State University. 2 dragons, 2-2. We will see now the game kind of slow down unless Truman wants to put their foot on the gas. And here comes the play, going to walk in to the Blitzcrank and going to get knocked up. The isolated cube, but there is a big stun on to the Kai'Sa, and I think they caught her. Gets the shutdown, but a move on a huge Shurima Shuffle, and they cannot deal with this Azir at this point. Blew everything on the Kalista, and it is going to be a very good fight. Does not find the pullback, but the isolated Q does the work for him. Triple kill for the Mordekaiser, and this looks like it's just going to be game maybe, but no. Mid lane wave pushed out by AMC. A good heads up play by them. Long death timers, though. 22 seconds on this Irelia. Can Truman find the end before she is able to come up? Another Blitzcrank hook might put this one in the bag if he can find it onto the Nyla as she looks to clear this wave. It looks like this is just going to be a game. The pullback does not land. Here comes the Blitz hook, not able to find anything, but he does find it in the end. And that is going to be an ace for Truman State University. Irelia coming off spawn. Udir coming off spawn. The Orin also coming off spawn. Everyone is up for Truman State University. And a hook does not land. This looks like it's just going to be a good play for the side of AMC, but Truman is turning this around. There's the kill onto the Blitzcrank finally, but it is not going to matter. A triple kill for the Azir popping off in this fight. The quadra kill for the Azir, and that is going to secure the win for Truman State University. TPs on to the super minion, but it is not going to matter. That the solo laners will end the game. Final hit for the Mordekaiser and a 2-0 victory for Truman State University Purple. We will see very shortly if MSU was able to find the win. If they will knock Truman State University out of playoff contentions. We will do this live, folks. This is so exciting. We will see what happened here in the NACE Open. You guys are going to see it at the same time that we are. Let me pull up the results here, and it looks like, if I can find it here, the Cyber Grizzlies take the series 2-0 versus MSU. That is going to knock Truman Purple out of playoff contention. A hard-fought year for them, but not able to find that last little bit to get them over the edge and into playoffs. Thank you guys for coming out, for supporting the stream. We appreciate you. Thank you for supporting us in this NACE Open season. Unfortunately, it looks like neither of the League of Legends teams are going to qualify for playoffs. However, we will have more coming to you guys very soon. Tournaments coming up. We also have Rocket League season still ongoing. Truman sitting at the top of their group in NACE for Rocket League. So please hit that follow button, hit that notification button. We will be live next week with some more Rocket League action. You do not want to miss it as Truman looks to continue their perfect season. Thank you guys once again for coming out. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support, and we will see you all next time.